All right, hey everybody, this is Alex here. This is the snare video. We're going to be going over the snare music a little by little. For this video, you're going to need a pad, your sticks, and you're going to make sure that you're going to have your music somewhere where you can read it as we go along here. All right, so one of the first things we're going to look at is how do we read drumline music. Okay, so drumline music is made up of two parts. One, the music itself, and more importantly, the stuff at the bottom, which is called the stickings. All right, the stickings are at the bottom, which are either notated with a R for right hand, L for the left hand, or B for both. All right, so if you look at our music, if we go right to rehearsal letter B2, you'll see the very first thing we have is a quarter note on beat 1. You see the letter B, and then in between those two, you see that is called an accent, if we haven't seen those before. Accents are just like we talked about in accents and taps, how we have taps down here and accents up here. All right, those things notate where we have accents and where we have taps. So the first thing, so if you're reading this music, you can look at that and easily see, all right, I play on beat 1, I play with both my hands, and it's an accent. So the very first measure for everybody is that simple, all right? So if we continue reading across the line, you see we have both, and then R, L, R, which is very simply 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. All right, pretty simple, right? So if we continue going across the line, that's when you get to measure 65, all right? That should be the first one on the next line. That has our first mixture of accents and taps. If you look on the very first note, we have an accent with the right hand, but then the next note is a left hand. If you notice, it's a lowercase L, and there's no accent. So that would be down here at those 3 inches that we talked about. So if I continue across that line, I have right, then left up down low, a small right, small left, then another right, but you see the note is different. Now it's an X instead of the normal filled-in drum shape. That would be the rim shot for snare drums. The rim shots are when we pull back and we have a different sound. We made that high pitch sound on a snare drum. We played it a couple times for you guys before. All right, that's when you hit a combination of both the rim and the drum at the same time. When you're playing on a pad, it's okay. It's not going to make the exact same sound, but you can hear a difference between here and here. All right, so that first measure, or that measure with the accents and taps, measure 65, is going to sound like this. We have 8 notes, so it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, that would be the first 2 measures, actually, but you see what we're getting at. Do the same thing for 2 measures there. All right, if we continue on, we see we play that 65, we play this rhythm here. All right, and then we repeat that again, and then repeat it again, but we don't play the rim shot on beat 3. So. All right, and then if you look at the last measure, that's all 8 notes, a lot of B's at the bottom, and what looks like it's like kind of like an accent, but the wrong way. What that is, when it's nice and long like that, that is called a crescendo. All right, the crescendo is when we get start quiet and we get loud. All right, so then we're going to play with both hands, and we have to start quiet and get loud. That's how we would read our music, the measure right before B3, so it would sound like this. All right, very simple. So if we play from B2 to B3, it's going to sound like this. We'll start with the sticks in, and be 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. All right? Very simple, okay? So you want to practice that always slow. Practice that nice and slow with the metronome turned on. And we can continue on from there. From B3 to B4, now we got all the hard part out of the way of explaining how the music's read. We could probably move through a lot of this faster because if you look at B3, or from B3 to B4, pretty easy. Pretty easy stuff. It's just straight quarter notes on the rim. All right, rim would be at the front of our rim. So we go from here up to the front. And so we're starting beat 1 with both. And we just continue on through, and then we play just like how we did the measure before B3, how we did both hands and crescendo for a measure. Very similar, but instead we're going to continue for 2 measures, which the main thing is you have to take your time. Take your time. 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, boom. You got a long time to get all the way up to 15. And so where you want to be halfway through is up to 9 inches. Because remember our height system, we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. 9 would be our halfway point. So after one measure, we should be at 9 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. 9 inches right there. And then we continue there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. And that's how you make sure you get a smooth crescendo all the way up. All right. Continuing on from there, we have something that's a little bit special. Now, this is why we had to make these videos, because if you notice, it looks very strange, right? We have our, we start with measures, so we're at B4 and beat 1, start with both hands, right? But if we look on beat 3, we have a weird notation in there, a weird writing in there where you have an X on top and there's 2 notes, but it says it's just a right hand, you know, with an accent. What we're doing there is especially sticking in there. What we're going to do is we're going to bring our sticks in on beat 2. 1, 2. All right, so it's very simple. 1, 2. You're going to bring them in as if bringing in the sound is on beat 2, as if it's another note in our music. 1, 2. All right, now what we're going to do then is we're going to grab our drum with the left hand, take both these with your right, and we're going to hit the drum with both. All right, it's kind of a special sticking that we use for performances. We don't play like this often, right? But this is more of a visual look. You know, when we have all the snare drummers on a line doing this, it gives a very cool look. So from B4 to C1, well, we'll get to the 2 bars before C1. I'm sure they look really complicated, but trust me, we're going to get to those in a second. So B4, starting there, it goes 1, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, and so that's basically how you practice that. You do it very slow. 1, 2, 3. All right. Your left hand's going to grab it in between the notes. It's going to kind of make a rhythm. All right. Almost makes a little beat in itself, but it's more important that we hit these in together on beat 2, and we hit the drum on beat 3 together. All right, so that's the most important part. So really focus on that. 1, 2, 3. All right, and continuing on. So we do that for we do that for, it looks like 4 measures. 4 measures straight. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now if we look after that, we have it goes back to normal music. If you continue on to measure 81, that's just a normal quarter note with both our hands. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring our sticks back into our hands on beat 1, bring our sticks out on beat 2, and play the drum on beat 3. So the transition is going to look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's a way to get out of this thing that we're doing to get ready to play the stuff that's coming up in the measures after that. All right? So continuing through from B4 up into the 2 bars before C1, it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. All right? Now the measure we just stopped at, it looks very intimidating, right? A lot of crazy rhythms. We have 16 notes. We have a 16th note rest in there. It looks really crazy. All this is our double beat written out in music. That's it. We've played this before. It sounds just like this. Very simple. We've already played this, and we've played it faster than we even just played it there. So don't be intimidated by it. We've already done this. Every single one of you has already played this rhythm. It's just like, this is what it looks like if you write it into music. It looks very complicated. This is what drumline music tends to look like. Lots of 16 notes on the page and stuff, but don't be intimidated by that. You know, just because it looks hard to read does not always mean that it's hard to play. You know, you guys already know this. You see it says at the bottom, all right hands. But the only difference between this and double beat is in the second measure there, the one right before the double bar line, you're going to see right, left, right. All right, so it's going to look like da-da, 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 right, right, da-da, 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 right, left, boom. Which kind of gives us a better feeling than going, you know, it kind of gives us more, lets you play the end of it more like a piece of music. All right, so let them swing away. Nice little break there at the end for us. All right, then after that, tempo change. All right, tempo change goes down, dan, 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 it really slows down. All right, now what we see here is I have some special notation written after the 2 bars of rest here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, and then just a single player, most likely Kalisha, but if Kalisha's not there that day, we'll notate who else is doing it. Whoever is the drum captain for that day will be going stick clicks on their own. And then everybody else would join in for the other 4. So if you are not the drum captain, you're going to rest for 3 measures at C. I hope that makes sense. So at C it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. Kalisha, 2, 3, 4. You, 2, 3, 4. C, or C2. All right. So going on from there, C2, and really C2 to the end all repeats. So like if you've gotten this far, congratulations, you are almost done. All you have to do, especially if you're a snare drummer, is learn how to play one more measure. All right, because this measure repeats. Look very closely at your music from C2 to C3, same measure 4 times. From finale up to the both 106, measure 106, same bar, repeats over and over and over. But this bar is a little complicated, a little bit, not that much though. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to be playing all of the X notes are not rim shots this time. All right, the X notes this time are up at the front. All right, so what we're going to be doing is playing 1 E and the 2. When you have the notes that are in black, the normal ones, you see that they're accented. They have a uppercase R or uppercase L. Those are going to be on the drum. Now, the measure just played straight through nice and slow sounds like this. All right, very simple. All right, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4. Or 1 E and a 2 E and a 4 E and a 1. All right, so we're going to just be moving. What you're going to be doing is you're going to have your right, left, right, left, right, left. This keeps going. Just keeps going. And all we're doing is moving either from the rim or onto the drum. That would be C2 to C3 for you guys. And then also from the finale to the end, very similar, but we play it 4 times, and then we have to add a measure at the end. So from the finale to the last measure, we go. Two, 3, 4, 1, 2. Bump, 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 bump. Those are dotted eighth notes. All right, we won't go into too far into how to read dotted eighth notes and how to count them out. The thing you need to know is that the rhythm sounds like this. 1, 2, bump, 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 bump. 1, 3, 4. 1, and 4. Boom. All right, that's what the rhythm sounds like. We can go into more detail of exactly how to count dotted eighth notes, but you don't need to know all the ins and outs there. So, continuing from the top, we'll do a play along here. Let's play all together. All right, so we're going to start from V2. All right, I'm going to play it, and I would like you to try to play along with me. Do the best you can. You can rewind this part of the video to sections that you want. We're going to kind of break this up here. All right, but playing with me, we're going to start all the way from B2 and work our way down. All right, let's round this tempo. So from B2, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, right, and left, and right, 2, 3, 4, right, shot, right, right, both, boom, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2. So when we get to C1, it'll be kind of like we immediately go to a new tempo. All right, and then it will count also, here's us starting at C1 just to make it easy for the video. Starting at C1. 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. Kalisha, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and then it stops right there. We have 8 measures out, 8 measures of rest. well, with a release, and then 7 measures of rest. Boom, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and we go through that. Starting at the finale. 1, 2. So I'll tap it off. And 1, 2, ready, and. Right, both. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. All right. Don't do that part at the end. That was just for fun. All right. So that's the snare video. All right. If you have any questions at all, always feel free to email Steve, who can get in contact with me. I can make more videos, special videos for you. We can have smaller sessions if we need them. Whatever you got to do to learn this music, I'm here to help. So just don't be afraid to ask. All right. Talk to you guys soon.